I think in the public debate, which has been joined in this election, around the impact of cuts to public services, those that are affecting emergency services are amongst the most shocking.
A 68.22% reduction in PCSOs in London, I think, is staggering, and I don't think anybody is aware that that is going on. Now, these are people who are walking the beat, who walk around in the communities, who are now walking around in ones instead of twos, when it used to be deemed they had to be in twos for their own safety. They provide a vital link from the community, and given intelligence-based policing and getting a field focus on the communities seem to be very important as part of a counter-terrorism approach. I think those cuts speak volumes for themselves.
Yeah, just to add very briefly to what Mark has said, as I mentioned earlier, the 20,000 cut to police officer numbers doesn't tell the whole story. The actual number of cuts in policing personnel is 46,000 since 2010. I just want to give you a couple of quotes from Unison Police Community Support Officer members. Community-based work and not being able to be in the area responsible for patrolling, and we are not gaining the intelligence we used to, or speaking to local residents, or getting to know local youths. I no longer have any time to complete the core task of my duty, namely high visibility foot patrol, visiting vulnerable groups. A large neighbourhood policing element has been lost. I also have no time to support the huge amount of intelligence gathering that came from my time spent in the community. That has gone. And if Theresa May is claiming that she's protecting the counter-terrorism budget, actually a lot of really good quality intelligence comes from that day-to-day painstaking out on patrol, speaking to local people, speaking to local businesses, and that has been lost. There's been a nearly 38% cut to PCSO numbers across the whole of England and Wales. As Mark said, in London, that's much, much worse, which frankly is a really shocking figure. Since 2012-13, there's been a 29% increase in possession of weapons. This is police recorded crime. These are the crimes that the police themselves, through rigorous process, have deemed to be crimes. A 29% increase in possession of weapons, a 65% increase in violence against the person, a 38% increase in assault with injury. Sexual offences are up 97%, and public order offences are up 54%. Now, if those figures weren't shocking enough, this government, which has claimed repeatedly and also claimed in its in the Conservative Party manifesto that crime is falling, but nothing could actually be further from the truth. The government relies on the Crime Survey for England and Wales, which is an opinion poll which disregards homicide, it disregards sexual offences, it disregards crimes against business. It is a very, very small proportion of overall crime. So the government relies on those figures to tell the electorate that crime is falling, whereas recorded crime figures tell exactly the opposite story.
I think the point we'd get across here is this isn't unions saying we want more staff. It's actually saying these cuts, where people just blandly throw the numbers out there, this is the reality. And I think the cuts in the level of policing in London speak for themselves.